We are up and rolling. We are live, if you will.
Ooh.
I guess it's one of these things. Depends when you watch or listen. It's on YouTube. Maybe you're watching it tomorrow. It's not live if you're watching it tomorrow.
I know it's live.
I know.
For our live studio audience.
For them,
anyone else,
live.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we can't count on
20,
anybody
32.
else. Can't count on anybody else, but we can count on everybody here. It is a game day. Get your helmet on. The Calgary Flames. The season begins tonight. The march to 82. The last march to 82. Right?
That's right. 84 next year.
So great.
And a shorter preseason. You can get behind that.
I can get behind that. We are here at Cowboys Casino in the sports lounge. There's food, there's drinks, there's games. It's hard to tell what this game's going to be like tonight. Is this going to be a blowout? Is it going to be a nail biter? We don't know. But the thing is, if you kind of get it disenchanted with what's on the screen,
lots to do
there's
here.
If you can't find something to do in here, you got some real issues.
I'm worried about you.
Yeah, you got some real issues. We're going to get to, we got about an hour here. 8 o'clock puck drop at the, what do they call it up there?
The Hippo Tank.
The Hippo Tank up in Edmonton.
There,
that's right. Yeah, that's what they
play. The
right.
Oilers, yeah. Cultural capital, all that.
All that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's the Battle of Alberta. This has not had a whole lot of teeth to it in the last few years, or
basically since the Oilers broke the Flames, which I hate hearing, but it's pretty accurate when you see the Gaudreau departure, Tkachuk departure, reloads.
Yeah.
That didn't work. GM, coach.
Before that, it was I was talking with Andrew Walker.
He's lopsided the
decade of darkness in Edmonton.
That's right.
Yeah, there was a lot of down times up there, and things were pretty good here. So maybe we'll do a little bit of a shift here. That'd be great.
I feel like they're going to be. It's not dark there yet, if you know what I mean.
It
feels
too bright.
like a 2 to 3 year window before the darkness.
It's running a little bit too hot. We'd invite you to come down. We're going to do this till right till puck drop, and then of course the game is on. We've got playoff baseball to watch, hockey, multiple games. It's rivalry night of sorts in the NHL tonight.
Yeah.
It's good to have rivalries, and
hell yeah.
And we've got some seats here for you. We've been talking about them. We've been talking about. You got to see the recliners. You got your drink holders. Warner was saying you just take your chicken wing bones and just slide them in front of the person beside you. We don't endorse that type of behavior. That's not how that is. But it's a great spot to be, and you got time to get here and to be a part of the action tonight. Rhett Warner, Tim Hunter, Flames alumni, going to be in attendance here as well tonight. We've got some giveaways. We got some specials. The Michelob Ultra is on special tonight, and here's to you, and here's to me.
Are you allowed to drink on the internet? What's the words?
I think so.
Yeah, I hope
I've seen a lot of weird stuff on the internet, and I figure this is pretty calm.
Yeah, it's
compared to some of the stuff
pretty
you see out there.
You know what I love here? Got a little early. It's the huge wall of TVs above us. We got Blue Jays, Yankees on one screen. You got like some World Cup junior qualifying. NBA, NHL is going to start soon. And they're like, hey, which menu would you like? We have 3 restaurants here. We can bring everything to your seat. You want Chinese food? You want Melrose Bar?
Oh, yeah.
You want the Center Bar? Like, let's go. Hitman Bar.
3 periods, it just makes perfect sense.
Go at your own pace, but don't feel limited.
The sports lounge here, you can book your own private watch party. Go to cowboyscasino.ca.
It's a good setup, man.
It's a great
I
setup.
just think of NFL Sundays. I think of Masters in the spring, World Cup soccer this summer. I mean, you're just not going to find a comfier chair and a better wall of TVs.
October is prime for this spot here at Cowboys. There's playoff baseball every night. The hockey's starting
baseball,
to get
NFL, CFL playoffs, hockey.
There you go. Find out all the details, cowboyscasino.ca. We talk a lot. We have another show that we do. We talk hours every single day. So to kind of come up with something new for this one does seem to be a bit of a challenge. But for everybody,
see you, buddies.
But I think I know what the answer is. A year ago, we sat. Here's what the sports books, Bet365. Here's what they think that the Flames. What's the over under 80? Whatever it was, 82 points, 84
80
points,
and a half,
80, whatever. It was. Maybe you take the over, maybe you take the under. They went to 96 points. They missed the playoffs on a tiebreak. Didn't see that coming.
No. Now, I think there was probably 30 people in that locker room that believed that could be an outcome, but
they're the most important ones. They have the biggest. ability to impact that.
And they seem to harness that us against the world, no one's given us a chance underdog thing, and they're getting it again. You know, the sports books have bumped them up from 81 to 83.5, 84 points. Like, they're still not getting respect for a team that had 96 points, and really their only key departure is who? A backup goalie?
Well, yeah, it's the
same crew.
It's the
and
same
you've
roster.
added Parekh, and you got Gridden. But still, I think what that probably tells us is that the consensus is they were still a bit over their skis. And maybe that's not true, but that's what everyone else thinks of the Calgary Flames today.
So you would think maybe that's a spot where, all right, you Flames fans, people that watch, you cover the games, whatever it is. Well, you've learned your lesson. So now when this year comes out, you're going to give them more respect. I feel like I'm less confident in their ability to hit this number this year than they did last year. And I didn't think they would do it a year ago. Is this just me being glass half empty, or because I don't see how
I'll ask you this.
It all comes together to get north of 85.
Yeah, well,
96
and they're aiming for 97. They were out with 96, it's, project or mission 97, whatever they want to call it. I feel the same way as you, but I'll ask, how much did them getting drubbed by Vancouver a week ago in a meaningless preseason game maybe lighten your expectation?
For me, none.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
It's
because I know when people watch that, they're like, oh shit, there's not a backup goalie. And like, they're still not scoring. And the whole body of work in the preseason is kind of that. Like, they had a split squad win. They blew a 4-1 lead. They allowed a lot of goals. They didn't score a lot of goals, but it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. To me, the first question that you asked there, was Wolf in net? He wasn't.
Right.
Okay. Well, then
throw it out.
I suppose that this could happen if you roll out a backup that performs this way. But Dustin Wolf is going to be the guy. And I've said it to you. It didn't even cross my mind that he could have or take a step back. I just assumed there's going to be, this doesn't have to be huge, but there's going to be, he's going to be better. He's going to be better. He's going to improve. He's going to play more games. With that, he will improve, and the team is going to probably be better off because of it. If there's and we can talk about Rasmus Anderson, distraction, no distraction, what does he do for this team? But it's not the craziest thing to think that a young goalie would have some struggles. We talk about other young players. Well, there's the sophomore slump, the jing, whatever you want to call it. I don't know that I see it because I think he's a tremendous goalie, but it can happen. And if that happens, then all bets are off.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the backbone of the team is Wolf. And if Wolf has the season he had last year but just plays more, they're in great shape. He was a top 10 goalie by most metrics in the league. As a rookie, we were asking ourselves this time last year, what is he? Because I think he'd had like 7 starts or something like that. Like, he'd hardly played. He got a little bit of work once Markstrom and that group were like, okay, you're out. Let Wolf play a bit. But it's like, well, down the stretch, like, let's see him as the guy, or at least battling against Vladar to be the guy. You've got to be feeling much better than you were a year ago about him. But also what last year taught you is they got a tough time getting a 4. 4 goals felt like, we'll meet in the streets, it'll be a party. It was that rare. Yeah. It wasn't quite Haley's Comet, but they would go weeks without reaching 4 goals, and never mind empty nets and all that. It really had to be full team effort, structure, but most importantly, goaltending.
Point totals are one thing. Do they score more this year? Do you expect
even if they score a little more, it's not like they're blessed all of a sudden.
I know.
There's a long way between where they were in the middle of the pack, right?
Because it's crazy. It felt like they were goal starved, and they were. You got 35 from Nazem Kadri and 28
career highs
from Jonathan Huberdeau.
Yeah,
I don't see any way that either of those two guys hit those totals.
Yeah,
maybe it comes and the cast around them can bring up some of that, but those are unbelievably strong seasons for both those guys.
But what if I told you Huberdeau was hurt to start? Yeah, that doesn't help either. Okay.
Exactly.
And we don't know how long that's going to be. It looks like they're treating it like a concussion. He did bonk his head on the helmet of the Canucks netminder. Typically, it's a week to get out of protocol in the NHL, so maybe he's available for, when was that game?
Yeah.
Last Wednesday. Okay, so
about a week ago, yeah.
Is it Vancouver? Is it St. Louis? Do they let him ride until, Utah and Vegas next week? Like, we'll see, but it's not an unimportant piece when you are as starved offensively and, you're not as talented, in terms of creating chances. That's an important guy, even though he might not be the $10.5 million guy.
Huberdeau's such a unique story for this team. You go back to when he signed the trade and then the contract, and then he comes in and the struggles, and it takes some time. And then just he by far and away makes the most money on the team. And he's almost out of sight, out of mind. Insight out of mind. It's really remarkable that a guy that gets paid that much, that plays that many minutes, and all due respect, had some points last year, you don't really ever talk to him about being part of this team. And that's disrespectful, I guess, but it's Zary and it's Peric and the goalie.
And what about Gridden? What about Coronado? Yeah. And I
Uyghur,
get it.
right?
Sure, 20 goals 2 years ago. Yeah.
Kadri's great. You can have a long conversation with a Flames fan, and his name will never come up.
It almost feels like something that people had to come to terms with, and they've just parked it, because the first 2 years, the big dough, the first one, the contract hadn't even kicked in yet, but you had hopes of a 115-point player when he arrived. You had a guy that was tied for the record for points by a left winger in a season. You had the second highest scorer in the league. He and Johnny Gaudreau were tied. It was like, well, this is easy. You just take Gaudreau's money, you give it to him, away we go. It didn't work. Well, maybe that was Sutter. Okay, here's Huska. No, okay. It's never going to happen again. And so it's just like, it's going to be what it is. There's 6 years left after last year, 5 after this one. It's not going away. It is immovable. It is all laden with signing bonuses and buyout proof, essentially. And you're like, okay, they've kind of turned him into a middle six winger. That's better than what we saw year one. But there's no one saying, like, what if he gets back to 100? That feels like everyone has just quit on that idea.
Yeah, it's a wild one. It's great for him. I mean, if you're getting paid, but that he wants to be able to perform better than he has. And I guess last year, that's definitely feels like the high water mark. I've already said I don't think he gets back there, but
maybe he could hang around in that neighborhood, and I think fans are okay with that. What you don't want to see is the year one again, where he went from 115 to 40, 50 something.
Yeah. Yegor Sharangovich.
Our
Yegor. He's an enigma for sure. I don't know. It's been a couple of years now. There's been injuries. I still don't know. You say, what is he? He can shoot it. He's got a tremendous shot.
Skates well.
Skates pretty well.
Good size.
Decent. That's is he? You build around him? Not really.
No.
Is he a compliment piece? Well, you'd like him to be more than that, because he's got more pure talent than a lot of guys in this roster. If you're just going to depend on him to be a secondary scorer, you're in big trouble. Doesn't feel like he's a leader in any way. It's just he's one of the guys. But 17 goals in a bad season, you can get 30. He's a huge X factor for this team. If he's healthy, you feel like he's probably going to get 30 goals.
Yeah, if he's right. I mean, if he's playing on the fourth line all year, he's not. His first year here, we were in Nashville for the draft. They make the trade the night before the draft. They get a third rounder. They get Sharangovich off to New Jersey, Markstrom deal. They also get Kevin Ball. Kevin Ball was a separate deal. This is the Toffoli deal. And you're like, okay, well, he's got 2 years, and they're totally opposite. One, he's not on special teams. He's down to 10 goals. The other, he's playing prominently for them. And his first 2 years here, kind of the same thing. Like you see a guy that you're like, oh boy, last year, how did it go so poorly? He still gets to 17, and you also saw a 30-goal scorer. Maybe this is what you're going to get. He's a wildly inconsistent guy, or maybe that injury he suffered at the beginning of last year, he never really got right from until the end, because somehow at the end of the season, he's sitting at almost 20, and you're like, how did he get there? It felt like that was so far away mid-season, and give him credit.
We have that conversation with Red all the time. Just be careful, because the team that traded him away, did they know something that you don't know? Are you learning what they already knew? Why was a 30-goal guy in his early to mid? Why was he available in this sort of a deal? And then he comes to Calgary, he puts up big. This guy's great. Yeah, he is great, except for when he's not great. And those days do exist. You're going to have to ride, and he gets paid. It's not. You can handle, you can handle the cap hit if the guy's going to play, but he is going to be frustrating. And to see him on the fourth line, I think tells you where the coach is at.
I think,
right.
Sadly.
if you've coached any level of kids sport to the National Hockey League, I would think that you would come to appreciate that when you place trust into a player and then he or she lets you down, it's hard to win that coach back. And I think for Sharangovich, he's not to say he's in the doghouse, but he's going to have to show Ryan Huska some good, consistent play to get himself a different set of line mates.
And the flip side of that is you've got a top line with Joel Farabee and Adam Klapka. If that does not work, there's an easy fix right there in front of you. And if you were going to try to peg Adam Klapka preseason, you probably had him the right side of your fourth line. It might be here for a period. It might be a week. But if he's playing well and Klapka looks more like a bottom six guy, it could be that quick. I mean, it could be period 2 tonight if they get 4 shots and things are discombobulated.
It is wild that you do have some players on this team. You could watch all the games last year, be a huge Flames fan. Well, Joel Farabee, Morgan Frost, what do you got there? Not sure.
Yeah.
Matt Vagridden, how can you know?
Yeah.
Zane Perek,
no idea.
No idea.
It's going to be great at some point. Where is he today? No idea.
Yeah, the backup goalie, tough to say. You hope that he's better than he showed. There's a good chunk of this roster that if you've watched a lot of Flames hockey, you don't really know. You can't have a real confident sense as to what they are yet.
Yeah, and I think people are excited to see the kids, but what you're going to get from the kids is the huge question mark. Even a guy like Sam Honzek, who was up for a bit last year, like if he gets in, say, tomorrow night, because they've got 3 games in less than 4 days, they're playing a back-to-back on the road. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Perek in, Honzek in, move some pieces around because it's a lot of hockey in less than 4 days with a matinee on Saturday. But I don't know that there's a standard that you're like, oh, we know we're going to get this from Honzek. Like it's going to take time to see what these guys are at this level. We know, what they were in junior. We know what Honzek's look like in the American League. But yeah, like this is part of turning over the roster. And I think we should talk about it. I mean, a teenager makes this team out of camp. He's your top prospect by a mile since you've graduated, Dustin Wolf. He's the last top 10 pick you've had for a long time. He's going to be watching tonight. Are you protecting Zane Perek from getting turnstiled by Connor McDavid? Is Jake Bean a guy that's better right now or that the coach just trusts more? Or is this going to be an in and out, not too worried about the results? We're going to coach you up. We're just going to rotate guys because we've got 8 defensemen.
It's like the conversation we had a year and a half ago when Dustin Wolf was on the team and then you were going to play in Edmonton, play against. Well, do you remember we had the talk with Frank Saravalli? It's like, you got to play him. Well, I don't think you have to play. Well, what if do you get his doors blown off, let in 8 and get the gate, and then it takes him a year to shake the cobwebs out of his confidence level? I don't know. I'm a little surprised, to be honest. It's not a catastrophe. It's not a disaster, but it's a touch surprising. It might tell you where he thought of the coach thinks of Zane Perek's camp. Is that fair? Or maybe it's just simply as easy as saying Draisaitl McDavid. I think that,
last change on the road, 2 superstars.
I think it's 2 things. I think it's what the coach will tell you, and it's what they're thinking behind closed doors.
Right.
Do we in game 1 need to? Maybe it's a 5% chance, a 2% chance. Still, it's a chance that this young guy who all eyes on him played last year 1 game, in your first taste in the National Hockey League.
In a game that matters.
If you get embarrassed, and maybe it's nothing it can happen fast to defensemen who have played hundreds and hundreds of more games than he has.
I was going to say, McDavid's turnstile some guys that have played in all-star games. This is not a Zane Perek issue so much as maybe we'll just play him against Vancouver.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you're always curious when it comes to sports. The coach will come out, no, that's done. Why would we even think about that? And then you go the other, he doesn't need to. No idea with this one. It is curious. It's the long game, right? It's chess, not checkers. They're going to take the safe route, but it is a look inside either the camp or what they're thinking about his headspace. We saw him last year at that rookie tournament in Penticton, and he made an egregious mistake that directly led to a scoring chance that led to the goal that lost them the game. And I guess it was overtime or whatever it was. And his body language was down, and we were down underneath by the dressing room after, and you could see he was wearing it. It's like, this is the Penticton tournament, son. Like you're going to be fine. It's okay. You're going to make mistakes, and the coaches are going to be with you. But I think he's an emotional guy. I think that he's a guy that knows where he was drafted, knows the type of game that he plays. So for the coaches to know all that going in, the easy thing here is to just avoid it altogether. We got 3 games in 4 days. You're going to play plenty.
They might even switch the whole third pair. You might have, like theoretically a Miramanov, Parekhin, Bean, Pahal. There's going to be, I think you're going to see a lot of the roster over the next 3 games between now and Saturday at 6 when that matinee will be wrapped up. And look, we're all waiting to see how is this going to play out. When does he figure out this level? It's a huge jump. It's a quantum leap from the OHL where he had 30 goals, 100 points. First guy to do something like that since Bobby Orr in Ontario. The league wasn't even called the same name. It's been so long since someone did it. So there's a skill set. There's a pathway to this guy being a star somewhere in there. It's just how are they going to work him in? And where are you in the standings might have something to do with it. If you were talking about decisions to be made in December, if you're way out of it, play the piss out of this kid. And if you're right in the thick of it, it's like, geez, he's been in the rafters a bit. Do we set him to the World Juniors? I mean, it's going to be fascinating to see how it plays out because it's not just a Zane issue. It's where is this team in the competitive mix of the standings thing too? And
I think that between the coach and the GM and that, they're all aware of that. They're all very mindful and respectful of what needs to happen. He does not need to play 82. He won't play 82. He's not, you're right. Yeah. He's going to be, I guess we'll see. He's not going to go back to junior. He can't go back to junior. I think what the only way you would do it is if he was struggling, the leap's too big, you send him to World Juniors. At the end of that tournament, return him to the junior team. We've seen that as sort of the soft return. I think that's what happened to Rhett his 19-year-old season, if I'm correct. Well, he didn't go back to junior.
Yeah. Okay, so there's been some other examples where after that tournament, they're like, okay, that was great. Go back here, be ready for next year. But I just, when you talk about chopping Rasmus, who's a right shot defenseman, when you look at, the expectations of where they might be in the standings, I don't think it's a guy you can be worried about playing big minutes in the spring. You might look forward to it because everything else might not be great.
See a crooked number up over behind my shoulder.
Yeah, I did catch a ball through the infield with runners on second and third. It is a 4-1 Blue Jays, 2 outs, top 7 for the Jays bullpen, 9 more outs on a bullpen day. A 3-run lead feels safe unless you're playing the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. We'll say that. They were down 6 yesterday.
We're at Cowboys Casino. We're here in the sports lounge. There's a place for you. If you're, I don't know, would you be on your phone in the parking lot? You waiting to come in?
What are you doing in the parking lot?
What are you doing up there? This place, great place to see. You can sit right here. There's
food, you're at the center bar. Maybe you're on the felt.
There you go. Cowboys Casino, the place to be. Maybe you want to go and see. Maybe you never know. Maybe
is the Hitman in there tonight?
He might be. It's his bar.
I can't say he is.
They're not going to say don't come in, Brett. You're the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. You're going to be welcome to come in whenever the hell you want.
Yes.
You want to play some cards? You want to play some? Touch the felt. You want to play the piano? A little ding, 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 ding. You feel lucky tonight? Then that's also good. You're a big Blue Jay honk. You get a big win here tonight. Go over, win some money on the slots.
You're calling this over. That's what I'm hearing.
I'd be so happy for you.
Do you see what he's doing? He's writing it off already.
Nothing would make me happier than watching you be a big, big winner tonight. Big winner. I'd be so pumped up for
Dean,
that.
You've got the greatest offense in the majors with 9 outs left against the bullpen.
I'm aware of the math.
They've raked. They've raked this bullpen 2 games in a row.
Come in, have a seat. The Michelob Ultras. They're cold. They're delicious. How many carbs?
3. Tres, trois.
See, that's pretty good, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm assuming that's unreal because it's a number I'm not used to seeing on the can. 90 calories and exceptional light beer, they say.
I'm a fan.
There you go.
Sure.
I got another one here just in case.
I see that. Yeah, I saw it showed up and then it just kind of slowly kept sliding.
The friendly staff, the marketing team at Cowboys said, you know what? This broadcasting stuff looks exhausting. I mean, you want to talk about manual labor. They might need a beverage. So
when you when you come down here, they've got a little draw box. Put your name in there. Do some winning here tonight. Got specials, food, drink, hockey, baseball, all on the big screens here in the sports lounge. What else is going on? Rivalry night, except for Boston, Washington is a great rivalry, I suppose. But Montreal, Toronto.
Montreal, Toronto 2-2. We're in the third period here. That game you can find as well on Sportsnet before. It's the Canadian doubleheader. Flames Oilers will start shortly after 8. We'll have that obviously here on the big screen. And the Bruins 1-0. David Pasternak's on the board. He's on pace for 82, I'm told. It's a big total.
What if he gets another one?
He'd be on pace for 164.
That's a huge swing.
Wow.
Just with one goal?
That's what Justin Brazo's on pace for. Jack is on fire. Brazo, your boy, talk to us here. How many goals this year? He's on pace for 164.
164.
There you are. See? It's that easy.
And who's that coach again? And
Who's the new guy?
What's his name?
Danny.
Dan Muse.
Yes, Dan Muse.
Is it not Muse, is it?
Yes.
Dan the Man.
Dan
I know
the
that.
Man Muse.
Okay.
Dan the Man Muse. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
He doesn't even
contractually
know.
obliged to say
He
that.
doesn't even know his name. Doesn't even know
You
his
knew
name.
it smart. I'll give him credit.
I'm
You're a Shilovs away. Who knew? Yeah.
not sure if
Later tonight, Kings and Golden
there you go.
Knights. It's their second game in as many nights for LA. They were at home against Colorado last night, now into Vegas. Lick of their wounds after the Avs got them. Back-to-back for them.
Ryan Pike, Flames Nation, FlamesNation.ca. He is up in Edmonton for this game tonight. We're going to, with any luck, catch up with him in a few minutes.
Let's do it.
Not right now, but in a few minutes, we'll get him on. And is he ready to go? I don't.
He'll be ready to go when
He
he's
looks
ready.
ready.
Does
Looks
he look
ready?
ready?
Is he already
Well,
in the, he's in the
yeah,
stream?
he's ready to go.
I just want to make
Whenever
sure.
you guys are ready.
I want to make sure he's ready.
They're going to be blasting Sandstorm up there in the warm-up. That's a
Yeah, I'm not
Rexall slash.
is it?
No,
Yeah.
it's a staple. Up there.
Yeah,
Sandstorm in Edmonton, banger.
I'm not sure what I
Why's Jack laughing? What's
don't
that?
make a habit of going too far.
Is that
in there.
right?
Nah, I try not to.
Oh.
Yeah, if I can avoid it, I do my best. You find him on FlamesNation.ca. The writers are writing. He's the man. He's Ryan Pike.
Managing editor. Look at this.
Hey, boys.
You getting married tonight, Pike? You're looking sharp there.
It's the National League. You got to look nice.
You do. You look nice. And you know what? It was actually, oddly enough, Cam Moon, who does some of the play-by-play for the Oilers, his advice was always when you go on the road, you never go with the white shirt.
No.
Because guaranteed you go with a white dress shirt, you're going to get some mustard or some
Ketchup,
schmutz on
yeah.
it. So
That's
well
your
done on
And-
the road game, black dress shirt. Well done.
And I saw Cam at morning skate. He's literally sitting like maybe 30 feet down the ways from me. I thought of you, Boom, because every time you tell Cam Moon stories and pass along his great advice, I retain it.
There you go. Yeah, is he down there juggling and spinning plates on sticks, doing the pregame show? It's kind of how he rolls.
He's prepping. He's hard at work.
Yeah, he is hard at work. Are they aware? I heard Connor McDavid signed a deal or something this week. Is that a big deal up there?
I guess so. I mean, I haven't seen any like parades or anything yet, but I mean they've had a lot of signings the last few days, so it's hard to really keep them all straight. Their head coach re-signed, Matthias Ekholm, Matthias or Matthias, wherever way you want to say it. He re-signed. 97 re-signed. Like they've had a lot of positive news this week, which is, if you're a Flames fan, maybe disconcerting, but I mean, it's things the Oilers really had to get figured out quickly. Otherwise, they would linger into the regular season after lingering the preseason.
Yeah.
What do you make of the contract? Because it's easy, and I guess as best you can, you take your Flames goggles off and your Calgary allegiances. Here's the best player in the world who could have really driven a hard bargain, had them over the barrel. Instead, he comes back. I'm going to give you an extension, no pay raise. I'm going to take less of the percent of the cap. Here's a 2-year deal that you can. It's an unbelievable gesture, I guess, from the best player in the world. What's kind of, as best you can, your unbiased read on it?
If you want to have the glass half full glasses on, it's a hell of a deal. It gives the Oilers more cap flexibility than I think they anticipated having. But if you read between the lines, I mean, he could have asked for the world and been completely entitled to it. So at 12.5, the message is, I could have signed for Kaprizov money and I didn't. So maybe you guys need to do something with this money. If you hear a cheer in the background, they just showed Connor McDavid on the screen, by the way.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that tonight. It's a coronation, like as if you couldn't love a guy more. Now he's signed up instead of leaving town when there was some doubt in there. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to stay, and here's a deal like we've never seen before.
Yeah, it really allows the team to just go and play hockey. It allows the coach to coach, the goalie to work through whatever he needs to without having, because it just would be. It'd be asked in every city. And yeah, you can shelter the media and do all of that, but guys inside that room, they would be feeling it as well. It's a huge burden that's been taken off that entire franchise. And I think for the coach especially, it just allows him to try and take this team back and get them over the hump to a third cup final.
Yeah, and I mean, these guys are in cup or bust mode. And if you're in cup or bust mode, you would rather not have the distraction. We're getting mood lighting now. This is a good light show.
Don't go stroking out on us.
As Pinder mentioned, they might just be going hard on Sandstorm for the rest of the game now.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's a staple up there. It works. What are your expectations of the Oilers, Pike? I know last year they were touted by, I think there's a panel of writers, and it was like 28 out of 30 guys picked the Oilers to win. Connor gathers them early. We're doing these captain skates. We're looking better than we've ever looked, and they really struggled deep into the year before sorting it out. This is a team that knows when they have to put in the spring. They finally win a division.
They're going to be judged by June. Like, if they don't win a Stanley Cup, it's going to be a failure of a season. That's where they're at now. They've done everything they can short of winning a cup. They need to win a cup for it to be a success.
Yeah, that's fair. Expectations for the Flames. Sportsbooks have them around 83.5 points. Last year, that number was closer to 80, and the real team on ice, not on paper or in a sports book, was 96, and they lost by a tie break. Are you more of it's the same group, they can do it, or maybe it'll be tough to repeat that kind of season?
I mean, they got a goalie. So when you have a goalie, you have a lot. I think Justin Wolf has the ability to paper over a lot of the deficiencies in this roster, and he'll buy them time. He'll buy them time to figure out the blue line, to figure out spots for some of these forwards that they have coming up. For this season, I think they're going to be in the same boat they were last year. They're going to be – I don't think they're bad enough. Like, because they have – I know the Team Tank folks are going to be hating on us for this. Because they have Wolf, they're never going to completely fall off the cliff. And I think they have an ability to stay in the mix for as long as they can. But I do think they need to figure out where the goals are coming from if they're going to be finishing with more than 96 points again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Are you at all surprised that they didn't address the backup goalie spot through waivers? It was not a good preseason for Devin Cooley or for Zvetov. We saw that about a week ago. There was some thought that maybe as all these teams get down to their roster numbers, there will be some goalies available, and there were, but the Flames didn't opt to go that route.
Yes and no. Yes, because I wasn't overly impressed with their backup goalie from preseason. Granted, it's preseason, but I think the no part of it is they got so many goalies under contract right now. Like, right now, they have 3 guys on NHL contracts between Prosvetov and Owen Say and Arseny Sergayev. They need to figure out if Owen Say and Sergayev can be NHL goaltenders. They need to develop them. And I don't know if you do that by, like, they're going to have to send one of them down to Rapid City at some point where they play something resembling hockey. I don't know if you want to send both of your young AHL goaltenders down to Rapid City. I don't know if you want to have your AHL tandem being 2 guys that weren't good enough to be backup. So for the various goals that they have, I think sticking with the guys they have is what they have to do. And also, the 2 guys they brought in Cooley last year and Prosvetov this year, were guys that their goalie department targeted and decided we're going to bring them in. And so I don't know if you're necessarily going to all of a sudden go, oh, Michael DiPietro is ready, so all of a sudden our goalie department doesn't know what they're talking about. I think you want to see the guys that your guys have found for you. And until he got a concussion last year, Devin Cooley was fantastic. So maybe he can find that again. I don't know. It's good. The backup position is going to be an absolute riddle for this team until somebody really grabs hold of it.
How do they approach these 3 games in less than 4 days? It's a lot of hockey. Would you be comfy running Wolf all 3, or do you see one of the backups?
Correct me if I'm wrong. They have a couple days off after the Vancouver game, and then they have another back-to-back. So you kind of have to use Cooley at least once in the first 5. I think you have to use him twice. I think we see him tomorrow in Vancouver.
That is why they have 2 goalies. It's kind of. We were joking about it on the other show. It's in the NHL, teams will play games on consecutive nights, which is why it's called a backup goal. Like that's it's just that there would be panic over having to start Wolf every single game. Well, it's why you have 2. And yes, the last taste in your mouth of a backup playing for the Flames is not great. But it was not exactly a scenario where they were set up to succeed. It was a preseason game where no one cares. I don't know.
It was the Calder Cup champions playing the majority of a championship roster with something to prove, playing against 20 guys shaking the rust off, and it looked like that. It was not a pretty night.
Yeah.
It does give you some pause, though, and I don't think it would be that bad, obviously, every time you put a backup in net. But if there is something, knock on wood, that happens to Dustin Wolf, or where you have to go to your backup more than you would care to, a spiral could begin in a real hurry. If that's the type of performances you're going to get, they would be forced, I would think, to have to address goalie numbers or not. They would have to address it at that time, but they're not there yet. So
yeah,
I guess
you could always swap these two midseason out and be shocked if you see Prosvetov at some point. He's coming over from Europe, different dimensions. Like, let him get his feet set.
If you feel better about one more than the other.
Yeah.
But for sure. Rasmus Andersson, distraction or non-story, and how do you see this playing out over this season?
I think he'll do his best to have it not be a distraction, and let's be honest, the best way for it to not be a distraction is for him to be good. He, by his own admission, wasn't that good last year. I think he's a very proud guy. He cares a lot. And I think he looked at the minus 38 and went, I can't do that again. And so if he wants to be traded to a good team, if he wants to get the contract he wants here, there, or anywhere, he's going to have to perform. And I think, he knows that. And so right now, at the very least, it's a marriage of convenience, because both the Flames and Anderson need Anderson to perform for them to get where they want to be. I don't think he ends up signing here. I think he's going to be wearing another jersey probably by early 2026. But I think between now and then, I think he's going to do his level best to help the hockey club.
Matt McGridden makes his NHL debut tonight. He's a teenager, two teenagers making the opening day lineup. It does not happen often, albeit that Parek's going to be in the rafters. Tell us about him, and why should Flames fans be excited?
Well, I mean, first time it's happened since 1997. It's only happened like maybe 3 or 4 times in franchise history, and most of them are in the 80s. So it's pretty cool. And the nice thing is, like, Matt McGridden, he was playing with house money, because he probably knew, because of numbers, he was going to be heading down to the Wranglers at some point. And right now, he's playing like a guy that, A, has something to prove, and B, knows he's going to be going to the Wranglers at some point. So he's playing loose, and he's also, for a guy that's his age, his details are so good. I'd put his details up there in terms of, with almost up there with Matt Coronado right now, in terms of his ability to sort of play away from the puck and make good decisions and not create hassles for his teammates. So I'm really excited to sort of see what he can do, and especially playing on that line with Frost and Coronado tonight. He has a runway of maybe a couple games to do what he can to make life difficult for the Flames, because the easiest thing for the Flames to do would be, in a couple of games when either Huberdeau or Postacil's ready to go, you go, thank you for your service. Here's the plane ticket, or here's your bus fare to Winsport. See you later. But if he's a difference maker, if he's someone who stands out, the Flames don't have the luxury of being able to thumb their nose at players that can help them win. And if it's maybe it turns into all of a sudden, maybe they don't carry 8 defensemen anymore. Maybe it does turn into something like Daniil Miramanov. Maybe you're going to Winsport instead.
Any guesses on how Parek will be used here? He's not in tonight, but there are, 2 more games in the next 3 days.
We'll see him tomorrow. That's my guess. We'll see him tomorrow, and then we'll see how he plays. And then, I think you especially want to play him at home. But, coming on a back-to-back with travel, I think they're going to want to get him in tomorrow to sort of get some energy, get some pep in the lineup. So I think we'll probably see him tomorrow, maybe Honzek too. But I think for home opener, for sure, you'll definitely see him.
Are you surprised that they've elected to keep him out of the lineup? And that's the way we're seeing it. Like, maybe it's just you put rosters together and they got extra bodies, so some guys are going to play, and they'll play tonight, they play tomorrow. But it does feel like there's maybe a bit of shielding going on here by having Parek out of the lineup in Edmonton.
From the people that brought you Dustin Wolf only playing half the games to start last season because they wanted to shelter Dustin Wolf, I think if you look at how they allowed Wolf to adjust to the NHL with the luxury of having Dan Vladar, I think that's a lot of the things that inform how they're going to be using, young Dane Parek this year. I think, I don't think throwing him in against McDavid and Draisaitl when the Oilers have last change is the smart thing to do. And, we've seen plenty of young players, teenage players, get completely discombobulated by a really bad night against really good players. And I think the Flames are playing the long game and want to make sure that he's the best player he can be over the course of 82, not necessarily throwing him the goals right away.
Say hi to our buddy Mooner. Anything else for old Piker here?
Be safe up there.
It can get stabby. Be
It
careful
can,
there. Make
yeah.
sure that you know nothing red.
Yeah.
I survived head office. I can survive anything.
Attaboy. Thank you, Pike.
Okay, guys.
Appreciate it, buddy.
FlamesNation.ca. He does great work.
He's managing editor. He's the boss.
Managing. He's the boss.
Is he our
and
boss, Jack? I keep waiting to find who's our boss.
I'm not sure.
He might be our boss.
Okay.
You know what's great is Pike cares.
He's dialed.
He's dialed. He's invested. He very much cares.
It kind of counterweighs us not caring.
Yeah,
which
our
is really
lack of
important
give
for
a
the
crap.
show, I think. Right, Jack?
Yeah.
That's a good ad.
We all meet in the middle.
He'll be at
kinda
41
how it
home
goes.
games, and he's going to take in 5 or 6 on the road. I know he's heading out to Leafland later. We'll be bringing him in when we can, when he's on the road. He's a good boy, and check out the work at FlamesNation.ca.
Very nice. Good for him. We are at Cowboys Casino. We'd like you to join us. Coming up, 8 o'clock is the start of the game. And rumor has it, Rhett Warner and Tim Hunter of the Flames alumni group going to be here pressing the flesh, kissing babies and shaking babies and hands and all that.
Shake the baby. Shake the hand. Yeah.
Fans in attendance, you come here to Cowboys Casino, and chance for you to win a trip to Las Vegas.
Vegas, excuse me?
Correct.
A trip to Las.
I know.
How do we?
I don't know if we can.
Are we eligible?
Sadly, I don't think so.
Remember when I won the hockey pool and I
says-
did give away the smoker?
Yeah, I know. It's So we probably aren't, but you could if you win that trip to Las Vegas. Get here. Get here now. Seats still available, but they are starting to fill up, and they are so comfy and
We got
cozy.
some blasties. We got the old outdoor game.
I
Ronald
like it.
McDonald Flames.
Yeah.
We got some Jays fans.
Some
Yes,
guys
sir.
having some
Love
grub.
the
Was that
Flames.
was that a steak sandwich? Ribs.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
They got this
Chicken wings. We got the ribs going.
Second Son over here, right in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable Asian food. Man.
You know what I would say? Delicious. Yeah, delicious. You can book the sports lounge for your own private watch party. Book online at cowboyscasino.ca. There's worse ideas you could do if you're having a party or having a get together. How's it looking back there?
It's still 4-1, and there
Great.
was some tension there. Runners on first and second, and Jimenez ranging way over third base to get the final out of the inning. 6 outs left for each team. 4-1 Jays. 3 hits for the Yankees against the bullpen. It felt like they had 3 hits an inning against this same bullpen just yesterday.
So great. So great. I'm so excited.
But how do you really feel?
I'm so thrilled for everyone involved.
That's right.
That it
Yeah.
could be going this well. We're going to take a quick break. We're not going anywhere. You shouldn't be either. Stay there. Tight turn. We're coming right back.
Starting lineups.
we continue to roll towards puck drop up in Edmonton. The Oilers and the Calgary Flames. Game 1 of the season for the Calgary Flames. Get your helmet on. It's a game day. We are at Cowboys Casino here in the Sports Lounge. She's filling up. We got food. We got drinks. We got fans. I heard is there an Oilers jersey in here? Yeah. That
there. Hey, it's not his fault. He was dropped as a child, right?
It's on brand.
Somebody else.
Yeah. If I had to pick, he'd be the guy.
That's the guy.
He'd be the guy.
Yeah. Hey, you spot him.
There you go.
Passion.
Heading towards the start of this one about 8:00. So we're getting towards it. Out of town scoreboard. The Toronto Maple Leafs big win. Empty netter for Austin Matthews.
Really?
As the Leafs
almost over or over?
Looks
like there's 90 seconds left.
Empty netter with she's over.
She's
5-2. A couple of empty netters. Nylander with one. Matthews with just yawning. No one could put in an empty netter like
God. He's good at that. Eh?
Like Willie and Matthews. Forever a Flame. Kelly Yarncroke in there as well.
Kelly.
Yeah. So. 3 on 26 for Sam Montembeault. Anthony Stolarz, 28 saves with the win for the Leafs.
If I may jump in there, I had a searing hot take that I forgot to deliver you the other day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
One of my favorite pieces of trivia. There's only one Swede ever in the history of the NHL that scored 50. He was a Calgary Flame. It was Håkan Loob. You can stump anyone with that.
Okay.
Is this the year another Swede hits 50? Because Willie Nylander was awesome last year, and the empty netters count the same. You were teaching us in the playoffs of the LA series.
Yeah,
those empty net goals can be big.
They still put them on the scoreboard.
It still counts the same.
Yeah, there's not a separate line or a column for empty
it's
netters.
Not like half a goal.
No, they don't seem to care.
Yeah,
they count them. So
he's at 1.
He's got 1. Another former Flame on the board tonight, Elias Lindholm.
Oh,
he gets on.
He could use a better year. Good for him. For
the Boston Bruins, they're up 2-1 on the Washington Capitals, who I was told they're going to miss the playoffs. That's what I heard. Somebody,
someone smart said that. I
real
remember.
Smart
Zad Dog a helper as well. Nikita Zadorov setting up the first goal of the game. David Pasternak.
There you go. And the other game tonight, there are 4 of them. Flames Oilers coming up at the top of the hour, along with the Vegas Golden Knights and the LA Kings. Did the Golden Knights, is that a done deal? Is it a rumored deal? Is Jack Eichel
has locked in. It is a max term 8-year deal with a cap hit of $13.5 million. Just as we said, he's $1 million better than Connor.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or did we say he was $3.5 million worse than Kaprizov?
They've been compared. They
went 1-2.
Yeah, they've been side by side for a while. But
I think that it's a great deal for both. There's a guy that had some. He's been on a franchise that wasn't functional. He's been in battles with his owner, his coach, his GM. He's been in a losing environment. Now he's at a place he's happy. He's won a cup. Could he have gotten more in the summer somewhere else? Sure, maybe. Does he like it there? I think he does. He looked happy with the cup there when we saw him a couple summers ago. And for the Vegas Golden Knights, that is as important a piece as you have. He's your number 1 center. He's a guy that can skate with the likes of McDavid and McKinnon. You need those guys. Never mind the points if you're going to try to do it again.
Of all the players who were impending UFAs that you thought, well, maybe they'll test the market, he was the least.
Yeah.
So you were in Buffalo. You hated life. You went to Vegas. You win a cup. Life is unbelievable. And now the money's there, and it's
they're always competitive.
There was no way he was
never
leaving.
Rebuilding. Yeah.
In a way, it's almost a nice gesture of the Vegas Golden Knights to give him that kind of money.
Sure.
Because you know that
he would have come back for less.
He could have certainly taken less, you would think. So
still, Kyle Connor got done late last night / this morning, depending when it was official. He comes in at 12 a year. He was a guy you're like, well, he's American in Winnipeg. Does he leave? Kaprizov, well, does he want the big market? Does he like it there? Boy, that's a big ask. They get to a number where he says yes. The list is whittling down. You got Marty Necas in Colorado who's going to pile up points because he's playing with McKinnon, and you've got Artemi Panarin in the final year of his deal in New York, a guy that has been amongst the point-getting elite, albeit deeper into his 30s than these other guys.
That'll be an interesting watch because these are all the money that's going to this point. Not to get too sportsy, it's been very sportsy,
too.
But there's teams taking care of their own guy. Keeping guys that before they hit free agency. What is July 1 going to look like? Is there a chance that it isn't as big a fiesta?
You've already seen 4 of the biggest fish taken. So, right? Like it's Kaprizov, McDavid, Connor, and Eichel. They're not there anymore.
Yeah, and especially now, if it's a player you want to hang on to, well, there's more cap space. Well, you can spend more to keep the guy that you want. If the devil maybe sometimes. I don't know.
And what was New York like last year? Total S show. Like anything that could go wrong did go wrong. They trade their captain. They're trying to move these guys. GM and players infighting. Coach gets fired. Is it a bounce back or is it more of the same? That probably tells you whether Artemi Panarin's resigning or not. If it's a good year, I think he's a blue shirt. If it's more of last year, get me out of here.
Lines for this game tonight. We're getting closer to the start. We talked about it on the other show. We can talk about it again. Seeing maybe a little shocking to see someone on that fourth line in a spot where you would normally see someone who's sitting on the top line. Kadri down the middle, and again, is it the first line? Is it whatever? We're going to, for the purposes of this, it's the top line. Kadri with Joel Farabee on the left side and Adam Klapka. A little surprising. There did seem to be some chemistry for whatever it's worth in the preseason. It's a nice little...
End of last year with Kadri and Huberdeau, he was great.
Look, for Klapka, it's kind of a story that we're not talking a ton about. Would he, to say that he would make the opening night roster a year ago would have been a stunner. He had a great stretch down the end of the last season, but I don't think even that cemented him as a guy that you would have thought would have been money to make the roster tonight.
Yeah, I mean, make the team, sure, but certainly not the top line. I mean, we kind of had him penciled in with Lomberg and Pospisil. I'm like, boy, those are three pain-in-the-ass guys to play against all on the same line. That feels like a fourth line. Well, all of a sudden, Pospisil's hurt. You're missing Huberdeau. Why not slide Klapka up top? We'll see how long it lasts. It might be a period. It might be a couple of weeks. But he's an intriguing talent. He's 6'8". He's huge. He's physical. And he's found a knack for scoring goals, which many men his size do not.
Morgan Frost's interesting. He sure seems to have a lot of skill. He's got a great playmaking ability. And we talked about it last year as well. Is he getting much done? Well, who's he going to get it done with? Right. If he can distribute the puck, he's going to need some guys that can score. He may have a couple here. To be determined on Matt Vigridden. It's cool that he gets in. A lot of people wanted him to be on the roster. He is there. We know Matt Coronado can score.
Yeah, that might be their two best finishers when you look at who they've got in the lineup here. I mean, there's some passers. There's guys that can check, but can you beat a goalie from distance? I might put Coronado Gridden at the top of that list. Yeah. That should be your offensively tilted line. If you get a chance to put him out for an ozone, why not? You know it's going to be Backlund, Coleman, Zary as much as you can against McDavid. That just makes sense. It's what we've seen since McDavid came in the league. Anytime he plays Calgary, it's the Backlund Coleman line that takes care of him or tries to just try to contain him. 2 points max.
That's great.
And so, yeah, maybe the Frost Coronado Gridden line is one that you can give some high ground to offensively.
You would think even if you were to say to Frost, well, pick two guys.
Those might be your top
just selfishly, who would you like to have on your line? He might pick those guys.
Yeah.
You talk about Backlund and Coleman. Those two are joined at the hip, will be, I think, until their time is done. Connor Zary draws in on that left side. Everybody, regardless, be healthy, kid.
Yeah.
Stay healthy. Play 80 or so games, and let's see, because I do like the player. I think he's got some jam to his game. I think he's a hell of a hockey player. It'd be nice to see him get a chance to actually demonstrate it.
Yeah, 100%. And look, it's not going to be a huge amount of points, but the Backlund lines have had some wingers that have had some good years, and you'd love to see him get some reps on power play 1 this year. He is one of the few guys that just has that vision to make plays where you might not see it, but he does. And the fourth line, well, I mean, this is what you're left with. Igor obviously didn't impress. He's on the right side. Kirkland's a guy that you saw used a ton in the shootouts. He's a responsible center. He's a veteran AHLer. He feels like a quad A guy to me, but you got some injuries. And Lomberg is the Tasmanian devil on the left side. You know what you're going to get from him every night.
Yeah, the Kirkland story was a funny one last year because a lot of it happened in the shootout. Now, okay, well, this guy, and then Costco and started to become a bit of a fan favorite, then the season-ending injury. His story was just kind of starting to be written last year, so unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can stay healthy there again.
And his contract was up. They brought him back. They liked him. It wasn't just the feel-good for the fans story.
And then, as we've already talked about, Sharangovich, what do you have in store for us?
What do you got?
What do you have in store for us?
Might not be a wider range of outcomes than with our Igor.
Yeah. Do we have the Oilers?
We do. Yeah.
We can take a look at what the Oilers have, because this is a different looking
forward group
team for sure. They bring a lot of the guys back, but yes, there's some, I would guess some of the players Oiler fans aren't too broken up to see go. Jeff Skinner, I think they can probably live without.
Arvidsson was not the fit they hoped for.
They'd probably be happy to have Corey Perry back, but he is not back. McDavid, Draisaitl together. It's a stroke of genius when you can.
Who thought of that?
I know. Yeah,
put those guys together.
you know what? It is Tread Frederick. Is he a top liner? It's like we talk about all. He's not, but you're going to try and put together something to find some balance. And there's some players here. You have to really kind of squint to see it. And you wonder with McDavid and Draisaitl, how long do they stay together? Hard to say. But there's some players here that there's some big question marks for sure.
Yeah, Matthew Savoy played really well in the American League, but he's only 5'9". What does he look like at the NHL level? We don't know. Isaac Howard won the Hobey Baker. That's NCAA hockey. What's he at the NHL level? We don't know. David Tomasek is 29 and played in Sweden last year. There's another I don't know, right? Like there's a lot of question marks there. And to be fair, Andrew Mangiapane, we knew what he was, played his way to the fourth line in Washington. What is he here? They're missing Hyman, so these guys are going to get some chances in the top two lines. We'll see who sticks. If one of them is performing, it's going to be a juicy spot to be because you're playing with Draisaitl or McDavid.
Yeah, Mangiapane will be an interesting watch for Flames fans. He's a great story for the Flames. He was later draft pick, came in, scored goals, he was a dog on a bone, played hard, and he was everything you could have hoped for. Now he's an Oiler. But to your point, even during the end here, what didn't have that same intensity or velocity to his game.
Some of the nerds that track it had noted that the foot speed wasn't where it was, and to get to the places where he used to bang and crash and cause commotion, it's just not happening as much.
Yeah.
This can all change. Look, I mean, like Kasperi Kapanen was on waivers. Vasily Podkolzin was an afterthought in Vancouver. Those two played with Leon in the playoffs. They were a great line. So can he fit with one of the stars? That might be his ticket to sort of getting his career back to where it was. He had 30-plus in that magical Flames year. They won the division.
So that's how it looks for this one tonight as the Calgary Flames and Edmonton Oilers get started.
Don't mind us.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. Just kick it over, maybe. Yeah, for sure. Give it a boot. Game 1 of 82, the March. It's the expectations are very different for these two teams. One is see what happens. Goalie's going to play a lot. Maybe we're good. Maybe we're not.
There's not a team tank in Edmonton.
And on the other side, remember 2 years ago, they had that horrible start. They're not going to make the playoffs, and they turned things around.
Knobloch came in. He's got the extension.
It feels like with the McDavid deal done, there's a lot of pressure off, but it doesn't let everything off the hook. They still need to be a very good hockey team.
The pressure of him leaving and what would we be without him is gone for at least 2 to 3 years. The expectation of winning a cup is not gone and might even be ratcheted up in a sense because now you've got a pretty firm end date, it feels like.
Thank you to Cowboys Casino. We want you to come down. She's packed in here now.
Yeah,
She's
busy,
starting
man.
to jam up. Still room for you. They'll bring in chairs. They got drinks. They got food. They're going to take care of you here.
Mickey Ultra 775. Have you ever heard of a buzzer drop?
Tell me about it.
Amaretto, graffiti, sour, raspberry, and it's dropped in a monster. So Jack's going to love that.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Amaretto by Morning. Love George Strait.
Okay.
He's the best. Rhett Warner's here. Tim Hunter's here. Flames. Did Tim Hunter ever play the Oilers?
I feel like he fought 200 people that played for the Oilers.
Yeah.
But that's just a light YouTube viewing.
I feel like that's probably.
That might be the under.
Is there any chance anyone has fought more Oilers than him?
Doubtful.
I can't imagine it would be. Get here, grab a seat. Yeah, just walk right through. It's all right. Get a good seat, kick over our tripod, and enter for a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas. That is all up for grabs here tonight as we enjoy ourselves here at Cowboys Casino. CowboysCasino.ca is the website. After the game, come back to our YouTube as we'll have Cami Kepke.
Cami.
Gould doing a little Afterburner. Our post-game show will be going from our studios in Marda Loop once the game is over.
Big thank you to Cowboys. Enjoy the game. It's number one. The story is just beginning, and the games that actually matter are here. Also, Jays and Yankees, place to be, big sports, football Sundays. We'll see you down here at the Sports Lounge at Cowboys Casino.
Yeah. Less Jays and Yankees, more hockey. At least for
who's to
tonight.
say? Yeah.
Should be good. See you, buddies.
See ya.